Welcome back to Dad Games channel. I am Dad Games, and today is another episode of Is She Worth It? And today we're gonna be talking about Mammon, wondering is she even worth it? Now, honestly, I have her at level 1. I don't have any star shards on her. I do have a good amount of soul mirror on her, but that's only because I've been trying to exclusive. Now, why is that? Well, for me personally, I have Metatron, and she's the only tech on my team, and I'm going to keep it that way. I think Metatron is too OP not to use. Her healing is amazing, and she can bring all your characters back from the dead. I think she's just too strong not to pass up, and she pairs amazingly well with Gabby, because Gabby's basic attack, she attacks twice if she attacks an enemy with the non-stackable buff. And the non-stackable buff Metatron creates or uses, I think it's deterioration, yeah. So that's why I'm not using her. But what do I think of Mammon, right? In my previous episodes, I'll play with them in arenas so we can see what they look like. But I think we all know what she looks like. I mean, as far as her abilities go, because we've been fighting her in the raids. So if you're in a guild and you've been raiding, you've seen Mammon several times. I don't think her kit looks all that impressive either. Like, she just throws money around and gold. I mean, and a molten pot filled with gold that's melted, I think. But we can go ahead and look at her kit. Her basic attack deals 150% attack as damage and inflicts lethal drug and injured on the target. If the target is affected by statuses like healing over time, which is something Metatron does, I believe, it removes the status and inflicts lethal drug on a random enemy target. Before the action, it inflicts harden on the allies with the highest defense. Lethal drug deals 50% dot up to 3 stacks and lasts 2 turns. Injured, healing received is 50% less, lasts for 2 turns. Harden, extra defense, right? Let's look at her power ability. Deals 180% attack as damage and attacks 3 enemies. Before the action, removes fracture from all enemies and inflicts iron wrist on 2 allies. It removes fracture from all allies and inflicts iron wrist on 2 allies. After the action, increases the move gauge of the tech type cast by 15% and increases the agility type enemy with the highest attack skill cooldown by 1. So she is basically a Garcia, but she does a lot more than what Garcia does. Garcia only iron wrists for 2 people, and that's it. And I think she increases but this one does attack. It also removes fracture, which is an effect that lowers your allies' attack, and then it increases their attack. So if they got debuffed, it removes the debuff and then it gives them a buff, and then increases the damage. I think that is really good. Mikey, can you? I think that's really good. As considering if you're using Garcia, she's a good replacement for Garcia. But what's not good is that she's attacking Garcia's agility, so you might have to move your team around quick. Her ulti deals 240% attack as damage and reduces the skill cooldown of allies by 1, excluding herself. Includes weight of gold, which on 2 enemy targets with the highest speed, it extends the duration of 20 talks by turns. Weight of gold, what it does, it decreases speed by 35%, which is a lot. And we got to see what money talks is. Her passive is Alchemy, gains immunity to confuse for 3 turns at the start of a turn. If the caster is affected by a removable dot status, removes the status and converts it into generation, which is nice. Deterioration, which is something that Metatron does. It removes it and gives them health, so it's a good counter to Metatron. Recovering the caster's HP by 15% of the cast max HP, and it lasts for 2 turns. Money talks. After attacking, takes out the remaining banned drugs and pursues a random target. dealing 50% damage and inflicting lethal drug on them. Alright, so what does this mean? We know that her ulti has to do with Money Talks because it extends the duration. Money Talks, what it does is it removes all the drug buffs that she has and pursues a random target, and then deals 50% damage and inflicting lethal drug on them. So lethal drug, right? I think that does dot damage. If I remember. I think that, yeah, 50% dot, and it can stack up to 3 times. Lasts for 2 turns. So what does this all mean? I think that she is an offensive tech type. I think that she's also good at buffing defensive tech type. Defensive characters. So what type of team would she be put in? I think this is quite straightforward. If you have a Belphegor in your team and you need her to have more survivability, I think she's perfect for that. Another one is Sanophone. She's, like I said in my previous videos, she has like the second highest defense. I think it's behind Belphegor. So if you have these 2 characters in your team, she's a great addition. Absolutely. Her power attack, which, increases, what is it? And increases agility type enemy with the highest attack. Wait, where is it? Yeah, it's her basic attack, which is so great, right? It should just keep them defensive, but her basic attack inflicts harden on the allies with the highest defense. And she does it every turn. I think that's really good. Like I said, if you have a Belphegor already stacks like crazy with defense. Or a Sanophone, or if you have both. And then she does damage and dot, and she's a good counter against a Metatron. So I think that should be good in these kind of teams. Maybe even add like a Lucifer, or like if you want to just go like real like trolly, you can have like Dyla in there, or maybe even like Leviathan. I think she's good for a team like that, which is the reason why I don't have her in my team. I think that she's very niche, and so for that I haven't been leveling her up, but I am very happy to have her. I think that in the future I can build a good team surrounding her, and I think that she would definitely, like I said, keep defensive characters alive for a long. So I guess the question is she worth it? Not really. Like I said, I think she's niche, and I think she's too niche. If you have defensive team already, I think she's a great addition to that defensive team. But I don't think that her dot statuses and the fact that she does focus more on attack really trumps other attack support characters. Like, even though Belphegor is an attack, she does do a great job at staying alive, and her attack will matter over time as long as she doesn't die, which I've had fights where I had 3 people alive and there was 1 Belphegor and she killed all 3 of them. Even though her attack's not that great, her survivability is so good that it can really change the tide of battle. I don't think Mammon is in any way, shape, or form like that. Another character that is a tech character but is good at attack is Metatron. I mean, her basic attack isn't that high, but her power attack does crazy damage, and I don't see Mammon doing more damage than Metatron. Maybe over time, but not at the jump. And when it comes to arenas, you want damage at the you want to eliminate characters, get them out of here. Beelzebub is a good tech type to do damage as well. She doesn't do great damage. Do I think she does more than Mammon? Yes. But like I said, I think over time, Mammon would do more damage. Beelzebub is a lot like Metatron, where they're very bursty. I think Metatron's more burst than Beelzebub, but Beelzebub has more sustain. So because of this reason, I don't think she, even though like she does dots and defense increase and and you just have to build her attack and you'll be fine. Maybe even health if you just want the dots to really just do the work. But I other than that, I don't think so. So I don't think she's worth it. If you do pull her, it's not a big disappointment. Like I said, I think you definitely can find a team to build around her. There's plenty of characters that fit her nicely. And so that will end today's episode of Is She Worth It? Hopefully you guys found a lot of good info on this one, because I don't think you're going to see a lot of Mammon and arenas. But once again, I am Dad Games. Thank you for watching. Please follow and like, and you guys have a great day. All right, peace.